Greetings, this is Erodo Jumbo. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to use the Git merge tool for code conflicts. So one of the problems when you use Git is whether you're working by yourself or you're working with a team collaboration is conflicts are going to arise. I'll give you a perfect example is even if you have different branches, there's going to be a time when those changes will need to be merged. In the past, when I worked with teams, what would happen is everybody would stop and then they would everybody would stop and one person would be assigned the task of merging all the changes. Or another option is whoever wants to push their changes to the master, they would be assigned their the merging just for their changes only, and then they would have to let everybody know, and everybody have to go and get a new copy and merge and all that. So that's another way to do it. However, my preferred method of working is everybody works on their branches. Once they are done, then on the master branch, they can push their changes, merge everything, and then the next person who wants to merge would do that, so forth and so forth. That's my preferred. Now, if you're working by yourself, obviously you'll be the one to push your changes. But as I gave an example before, where when I'm working on, for example, on a website, I like to have obviously the master branch, which goes to the live site, and then I like to have one for the test site. What I personally prefer to do is the test site and live site, they're one-to-one. So this way, if there's a bug fix or something like that, I can simply just work on it and make sure it's working fine on the test site, then I can push it to the live site. Now, if they want something new, I'm not going to put it on the test site. So what I'll usually do is I'll put it onto the experimental site. And once I'm happy with, then I can merge those changes onto the test site and make sure everything is fine. Then I push those changes to the live site. Basically, what I'm saying is that I could be working on a new feature, and then maybe there's a simple bug fix. Sometimes the bug fix could be as simple as a spelling mistake, or they want something to be removed. So I don't want to create another branch and all this. I prefer to keep them all separate. And this way, when I'm working by myself, that's what I'm saying. And then this way, there's no conflicts, and I can just push things easily. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to teach you also how to create branches and how to resolve conflicts, and how to merge them, and how to pick your merge tool. So just quick reminder that every day I'm hosting a live stream. Visit ojumbo.com for details. What you do is you go to the watch menu, then you go to live sub menu, then you will see the current and future live streams. You'll see the channel. They're going to be on an approximate date and time. And then for each article, there will be a little snippet right at the top here, and it will tell you the live stream, what day and time it is, and what you can do. Obviously, you can ask questions, anything about programming or lifestyle related to programming, of course, topics. And for example, this one is on YouTube, so you just click here and you can log into YouTube and you can ask questions. If you don't want to do that, you scroll down and just watch the video. It's embedded video. Okay, so also be sure to subscribe, like, follow, and leave comments for more frequent content. So the git merge, it's a command used to integrate changes between two versions of a file or between two commits in a Git repository. So the Git also allows a user to set their preferred merge tool using the Git merge tool. That's basically the basis of our tutorial. But in order to show you this, I need to obviously create conflicts, and then I'll show you how to do merge. Now, I want to let you guys know that if you actually go online and you search for Git merge, they will give some wrong information. In the past, that was probably true. It's wrong now. So if you type Git merge, it will automatically merge or go ahead and merge things from whatever branches you want. So sometimes you might not want that. You might want to see them first. Obviously, do a Git Diff. But I'm saying is that I prefer using the merge tool because I can visually see them, and then make those changes. So just be careful when using Git merge, unless there's a conflict, and I'll show you how you can invoke a conflict. Okay, so we have done this before, so I don't want to spend too much time on this. Basically, you have we create a local repository, then we initialize a project, we make changes, staging files, committing, meaningful messages. There's Diff tools, Diff utils, diff command, we can show the differences. You can use your preferred tool. I personally prefer Meld. And you can also, the sdiff for diff utils can also be used to merge two files interactively. As I said, again, you can use any tool you want. I prefer Meld because it's visual, and you can see that Meld does both the diff and merge. Okay, so if this is your first time watching my videos, you don't know anything about Git, I've made several, well, not several, but I've made quite a few videos about Git. So Git is a distributed version control system. I have a glossary here, so I'm not going to spend too much time. You can go read it yourself. It's for software collaboration, or you don't have to, but you can work by yourself as well. And what a repository is, what a branch is. So what a branch is a branch enables developers to work on different versions of the project. As I gave an example between the test site, live site, and the experimental site. So this allows you as a developer to work on it, maybe test out a few changes without marking up the obviously the main branch. And a stage is basically where you prepare a commit to adding files to a staging area. So you don't always have to commit everything you're doing. You can just commit, maybe like I was saying, if you're working on a bug fix, obviously though you want to commit those changes. Maybe you're working on something else, you don't commit those ones. So you just add them separately. And what a commit is, it captures the state changes as a snapshot to add to the repository's history. So you probably want to commit this because that way you'll be able to revert back or see changes from the past. And I already explained what a diff is, a set of differences between two files or folders, and that's related to what a patch is. A patch is a set of differences to update files. And what a merge, this is to new, combines changes from different branches or repositories into a single version. Okay, so in order to follow along to this tutorial, obviously you're going to need Git. I'll show you where you can download that. We're going to be working in the command line. So basically shell acts just means a terminal. If you're working in a remote site, obviously I recommend you use SSH, a secure shell client. An example is OpenSSH. There are different SSH clients, so use whatever you prefer. And obviously if you want to use a text editor to make your changes, that's fine too, but I'm just going to be working on the command line. And an example here, you can use, this is probably overkill, but you can use Apache NetBeans IDE, or you can use a lightweight one like the Guinea Advanced Editor. Okay, so all the code snippets were, all the commands I'm going to be running, you see here, I have all of them here. You simply just expand, you'll be able to follow along. We're going to do everything here, including this one, the default merge tool. Now, if you only have one merge tool, it will use the default. In this case, in my case, I've said I prefer Meld. I've already done a review of Meld as well. So here's where you can download stuff. For example, Git. It can be downloaded from Git. Open it up here for you. Diff utils, if you want to do the command line stuff, you open up here, and obviously Meld here as well. So these are the three tools I'll be using for this tutorial. So Git, it's a free open source distributed version control system. You can get it here. You can read more about it. So for this particular case, you see the downloads, you can get the client and the binaries as it's cross-platform compatible. Diff utils, this one, the one we're caring for today is the sdiff. See sdiff here, that's used to merge two files interactively. It also has a diff command to show the difference between two files. But for this tutorial, we're going to care about this one, the sdiff, to merge two files. And Meld, this is my preferred diff and merge tool. It says right there, it's a visual diff and merge tool. You can do three-way comparison. It does files and folders. The only thing it doesn't do, obviously, is binaries, such as bitmaps, images like JPEGs, PNGs, those type of things. But basically, if you're just doing code, it is really, really good. I said I like it. This one is also cross-platform compatible. You can see here they have for Linux distributions, they have Windows. I've seen this work on a Mac. Oh yeah, they do have a one in Homebrew, and then you can use the Mac port or Think. So as I said, they don't directly support it, but you can. They have the semi-official build available, and they explain it here. Okay, so there we go. Now, without out of the way, I'm going to minimize this, and we can get started. So I have a folder here. I created. Actually, let me minimize this a little bit. So here, we're gonna create, this is not really needed. What we really need is just the command line. We'll do everything in the command line and I'll follow along. Let me just, okay, I'll zoom in, don't worry. It's hard to see. There we go. This one can be a little bit smaller. Okay, there we go. I'll zoom in here. There we go. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a folder. I'll call it local project. Obviously, I could have right-clicked here and new folder, same thing. I'll cd into this folder. Oops. Here, cd. So I've entered the folder here. And this is where we're going to spend the rest of the time here. So I'm going to initialize a local repository. So you just type git int. And you see it created a local repository. Now, don't worry about all this stuff here. I'll talk about this in a future tutorial, how you can create your own things. So these are just hints. Okay, so see, so one of the reasons they do this is because of in the past, the main one would be called master, but you see now they want you to change from master. They want you to go to main or something else. I don't know why they're ashamed of it, but whatever. Okay, so as you see here, I initialize it's a .git. It's a .git file. Now you can't see here because it's hidden. .git in Unix type system is hidden by default. So if I just type ls here, you can see .git is here. And here, if I enable hidden folders, you see now you can see it. It's .git. Okay, next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a file. Now I can, as I said, I can use a text editor, but I'm going to do everything on the command line. So I'll just echo, and I'll say, did you know that ojambo.com has a donate button? Okay. readme.txt. So I've created a readme.txt file. Now I'm going to open this up. I can open this up in a text editor just to see what it is, but there's really no need to. If you want, you can follow that way, but I can just use cat and readme to see its contents. You see it says, do you know that ojambo.com has a donate button? Okay, so that's what I want. Now I want to start tracking this specific file. So what I do is I say git add then readme.txt. So now this file is being tracked, and then I want to commit it. So I'll just git commit the hyphen m stands for message. What message do I want to? So the message I want to say is initial commit. You see, it tells us here that one file has changed. Obviously, it's a brand new file, readme.txt, and its initial permissions are 644. What that means is 6 is the read write for the owner of the file. 4 is the group, which is 4. So if in this group you can only read, and everybody else in the world can read it. So if you don't know what that means, I'll just type ls h for human readable, and I'll say readme. You see, RW, that means read and write. The owner, the person in a group, in this case it's Edward. Edward is a group, so Edward can read and write because he's the owner. But if you're in Edward's group, the only thing you'll be able to do is read. And if you're the world, everybody else, you'll be able to read this file, but you won't be able to modify this file unless you're Edward, the owner himself. So that's the 644. That's what it stands for. All right. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new branch. So to create a new branch, you just type git branch and the name of the branch. So in my particular case, I'm going to call it testing. So it created a new branch called testing, but I'm still on the master branch. So if I want to go to this testing branch, I need to go git, I need to type git checkout testing. So when I do that, it says switch to branch testing. So now I'm in the testing branch. So because I've done this, it automatically inherited everything in the test branch. You see here, I have readme.txt. So if I cat readme.text, you see it still says, do you know that ojambo.com has a donate button? Okay, so it inherited everything when I created this branch. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to modify this file. I'm going to append some text to it, and I say, and that it is found in the header bar, period. Okay, readme.text. Okay, if I cut this file now, you see now it says, do you know that ojambo.com has a donate button and that it is found in the header bar. But remember, I haven't committed these changes. So if I type git status, see, it tells me that this file has been modified, but I haven't staged those changes for the commit. So it tells me how to do it. What I need to do is just simply add the file, and then I can then obviously commit it. If I don't want to do that, if I want to go back, I can hit git restore. We'll do that in a future tutorial. We're not going to do that today. So what I'm going to do is I am going to commit. I'm going to commit this file. So I'll add it. So git add. So in case you forget everything I'm telling you, you can always type git status. That will help you a lot, and you see to give you hints as well. So git add. Type readme.text. So I've added it, but and then I can commit it. So I'll say git commit. Then I'm going to say added second row. Oops, there you spell second row. Okay, so one more time, commit, and then -m for my message, and then my message here. Now I'm in the testing branch. See, and then it said added second row. That's a message, and one file changed, one insertion. Obviously, when the file had changed, now it's being tracked. So if I go to git status, you see, there's nothing to commit. It's working clean. The tree is clean. Now, if I diff this to the master, so I can say git diff master. You see, it's telling me that that there's on my version in the testing branch, the master it's missing something. You see this? Minus, minus, minus. That's master. It's missing something. The plus means something has been added to this one, B. So B is the testing, A is the master. So it's telling us here that, do you know that ojambo.com has a donate button? That's exactly the same on both of them, A and B. But this one, the plus here, and that is found in the header bar. This is color coded. That is actually missing on the master branch, if you remember, because now we're working on the testing branch. So now I'm going to switch over to the testing branch, to the master branch. So I just say git checkout master. You see, now I've switched to the master branch. Now, if I can put git, I can type git diff testing, and you see it's telling me the same thing here, that you see now it's saying minus, not plus. So it's telling me that this one is lacking the second row. Okay. Now that is because the branches are kept separate. Now the thing is, if I, for example, if I type git merge right now, if I put git merge, if I type git merge, you see it's fatal because this one it doesn't know what to do. Normally you would put a remote branch. Remember, I didn't put a remote branch. Now if I put git merge testing, what it will do is it will take the testing changes and merge them with the ones on the master. I don't want to do that. Because that's not a conflict. So what I do want to I want to create a conflict. So to create a conflict, I'll show you what to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a line here on. I'm going to add line 2 because remember this one it's lacking the second row. For example, if I cut it, you see what I mean. You see it's only one line. So I'm going to deliberately make it. I'm going to deliberately add a second commit, which they will be different. So then I'll explain what a conflict is, because some people, I myself got confused what a conflict is. So I'll explain that to you. So what I'll do is I will now, as I said, I'll add something to the second row. No, actually the first row. I'll add something in the first row. That will be easier. So did you know that Jumbo.com has a new donate button? Text. So you see the word new doesn't exist before. So I've added this. Now I'm going to commit this. Commit. My message is going to be, I'll say, second commit. Oh, I forgot to add. Sorry, my bad. Oh, so you can also do a shortcut where you can do a commit and add at the same time. So what you can do is you can put, but I'll just do this way, git add, and then second commit. So you see it now I've created a conflict. The conflict is that when this compares to the previous commit, obviously the first line is different. So what I will do is now, if I type git merge, and I'll say testing, you see now there's a conflict. It says there's a conflict in the readme.txt file because remember the first lines are different, right? Because of the word new. If you remember, over scroll up here, see I put the word, it's a new donate button. The other, previously it just says a donate button. So now there's a conflict. Now you see, as I said before, you don't want to type git merge and whatever, because what it do is by default it will do automatic merging, and you might not want that. So that's why I deliberately create a conflict. So what you should do is you should always do a git diff first, and then do a git merge. So in this particular case, I wanted to merge testing and master. It's not going to allow me. So what I should do is do a git diff. Come on. Git diff testing. This is what I should do. And see, it tells me that the first line is different from the other guy's line, and the other one also has a second line. So that's why the conflict arises. Now, if I do again the git merge testing, so this is what it's telling me. It says that merging is not possible because you have unmerged files. Fix them up in the work tree by using git add remove or hint to hint as appropriate to mark resolution and make a commit. So again, it's refusing to merge. So what I can do is I type git Mergetool, and you see here it found that these are the tools, at least on my Linux installation, so I can use OpenDiff, KDiff3, TKDiff, XXDiff, Meld, Tortoise, Merge, Vim, Diff, Diffuse. Diffuse is another good one. I think I should do a tutorial now in the future. Diff merge, EC merge, P4 merge, Araxis, BC, Code compare, Smurge, Emerge, Vim Diff, NVim Diff, and probably more. So I installed Meld yesterday, and you see it when I did this, it says hit return to start merge to Meld. So I obviously can also put my different merge, and you see it automatically determined that the problem is readme.txt file. And see, there's a local and remote. Obviously, I don't have a remote repository, but it knows that the other branch is going to act as the remote for the diff. So here, all I have to do is just type enter. You see, it opened up Meld here. Unfortunately, with Meld, I can't zoom in. Sorry, guys. So you have to bear. Hopefully, you can see this. And you can see here, you see it says local. Do you know that ojumbo.com has a new? You see this word new, it's color coded, new donate button. And then also in the local project, it says, do you know that ojumbo.com has a donate? This is why the conflict arises, because you see previously just said a donate button. And then or where it says remote, which is really the testing branch, it's, you see the first line is also different, and then it's also missing this one. So in order, so another reason like merge because meld, sorry, is because it has a three-way. I can do the three-way here. Really it's just two in this case, but it shows me three-way. So what I'm going to do is I can decide which one to take, so I can just merge, make sure they're all the same. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the top one here and push it to all of them, and then what's this one here is missing. So you decide how to merge it. So I'm going to take this one, so it's going to be the same here, but I like this top here, so I like this. So I'm going to take it from this side. Of course, you can also type stuff. So if I want this new, I can type new here. You see? And then I like this, so push it here and push it here. So now they're all identical. Now, when you're using Meld, be sure to save. So this one is saved, this is saved, and this is saved. Now I can exit. And now if I type git merge testing, it says you have please commit your changes before you merge. So all right, so what I'm going to do is I'll git let me actually check the file now, because the file has changed. So what I will do is I will cut the file just to make sure my changes were there. Yeah, this is what I want. So I would git add readme, that's fine, and then I will git commit. I'll just say merged tutorial whatever. Okay, now I'm going to do the git merge. I'll say testing. You see, it's already up to date because my merge tool worked extremely well. So there's no more git conflict. Now, if, for example, I type git merge tool, you see no files needed for merging because Meld already did the merging for me, and and that's it. So, for example, to prove this, I'm gonna check out testing, and then I've done that. So I've switched to testing, and I'm going to now cut the README file. You see, it says, "Do you know that ojambo.com has a donate button and that it's found in the header bar?" Now, if I do a git diff master, yeah, so there's still this little conflict, so I can do the same thing over and over again and just do so for example, if I put git merge master, you see there's this, so it found, so you see this is what I was trying to say. When you do the git merge, it automatically does this thing for you, so be careful because it will overwrite your stuff, but that's perfectly fine, I'm guessing, because you see now it says, "Do you know that ojambo.com has a new donate button that is found in the header?" That's what I was saying. Be very careful when you do a git merge because it does auto merging. So you might not want that. So in this case, I did want that. That's why I'm able to do the git merge. But I'm saying if you didn't want it, it will overwrite your changes. So be aware of that. Now, don't worry about that. There's a way you can revert your changes, and I'll do that in a future tutorial. So that's the end. And one more thing. Let me go back to checkout to the. Let's go back to master. So if you, I'll type git merge tool again. So let's say you want. Right now I only have one merge tool, but if I had a different merge tool like the sdiff or something else, not Meld, you can change your merge tool as well. So what you could do is, you see it says git help config. So you can type git help config. Basically, I can type something like, let me open this up here so I can show it to you. This is the config file. Open up in a text editor. Just to show it to you. I think I can zoom in here. Yes. So you see there's very little stuff here in the config file. Now, what you can do is if you type git config, what did it say there? Help config, help config. and it shows you how you can set, you see you can set something. For example, if I want the file, what I can do is choose my merge tool here. You see, by using the word set. So let me actually quit here. Get this out of here. So what you do is you simply type git config. I can make a global meld tool. Oh, merge, sorry. This should be merge tool, and you set it to meld. So I'll put this back here. Okay, watch what happens. Now, I put it global. If I made it local, it would have been here. It would show up here as well. But so you see, I've made the merge tool. I think it's local. Let me make sure. I think it's local. Set the diff tool to the same thing, and then it should change. Yeah, there we go. So discard changes and reload. So you see, it says my diff tool is meld. If I want to change this to local as well, you see, I can discard this, reload, and you see my diff tool is preferred diff tool is meld. My preferred merge tool is also meld. So this is how you can configure for your project whatever tool you want to use. So that it's simple to do it that way. Okay, so I don't see any chats. So what I'll do is I think I will finish up here, go back to the article, and let's finish up here. So let's see. So this is what we've done. So we did the git diff, we get git merge tool, and the git config to permanently configure your merge tool. Okay, and this is the screenshots for everything we've done today. And this is the video, as I was saying, this is the embedded video if you will watch it, if you want to go to whatever the channel is. And of course, Git is open source. It's GNU public license version 2. Diff tools is also under the same license, but it's version 3 or later. Meld is version 2 or later. So these three are under the copyleft license, which has strict rules to ensure software remains free and open source, allows commercial use, modification, distribution, and making derivatives properly. Consult the license for more specific details. Okay, quick reminder that I do a live stream every day. Visit ojambo.com. Then you go to watch menu, live sub menu. You can see the current live stream. The channel is going to be an approximate date and time. Also, be sure to subscribe, like, follow, and leave comments for more frequent content. And I'm going to check the live stream to see if there's any chat. Okay, I don't see a chat. So what I'm going to do is just let you know that if you do enjoy this, consider supporting me. You can purchase one of my WordPress plugins at ojambo.com. You can enroll my programming courses at ojamboshop.com. You can buy my programming books on Amazon. Search for ojambo, links in the description. You can hire me for your programming and app development needs at ojamboservices.com, or you can become a donor at ojambo.com/donate. See, the donate is here. It's also up in the fixed header. It has an icon there for your convenience.